Once there was a boy who lived in a town. One day, he went to visit his grandfather during his summer holidays. He loved spending time with his grandpa and played with him all the time. One day, the boy said to his grandfather, "Grandpa, when I grow up, I want to become a successful man. Can you tell me how to be successful?" His grandfather nodded and took the boy with him to a nearby nursery. From there, he bought 2 small plants and brought them home. Then, he planted one plant in a pot and kept it inside the house, while the other plant was planted outside. Grandfather then asked the boy, "What do you think? Which of these 2 plants will grow better in the future?" The boy thought for a while and then said, "The plant inside the house will grow better because it is safe from all dangers. The plant outside will face many problems like strong sunlight, storms, rain, and animals." Grandfather smiled and said, "Let's see what happens in the future." After that, the boy went back home. For years later, the boy visited his grandfather again. As soon as he met his grandfather, he said, "Grandpa, last time I asked you how to be successful, but you didn't give me an answer. This time, you have to tell me." His grandfather smiled and said, "Sure, but first, let's take a look at the plants we planted a few years ago." He took the boy to see the plant in the pot. The small plant had grown into a big plant. Then, he took the boy to the plant that was planted outside. The boy was surprised to see that the small plant had grown into a huge tree. Its branches were wide, and it gave shade to people passing by. Grandfather looked at the boy and asked, "Tell me, which plant grew more? Which one is more successful?" The boy replied, "The one we planted outside." "But Grandpa, how is this possible? That plant must have faced so many difficulties, yet it grew so big." Grandfather smiled and said, "Yes, the plant outside had to face many challenges, but those challenges made it stronger. It had the freedom to spread its roots as much as it wanted. Storms and heavy rain made its roots even stronger. Now it is so strong that even a small storm cannot harm it. On the other hand, the plant inside remained small and weak because it never faced storms, heavy rain, or strong sunlight." Then, the grandfather looked at his grandson and said, "My son, always remember that unless you struggle in life and go through difficulties, you will not be able to achieve success. If you always choose comfort, you will not grow as much as you can. But if you are ready to struggle and face difficulties, then no goal is impossible for you to achieve. Never think of problems as obstacles. Think of them as steps that take you closer to success." The boy took a deep breath and kept looking at the tree. His grandfather's words echoed in his mind. The obstacles we see as enemies in life are the same things that make us stronger and more successful. If we look at our lives, we will see that we often face challenges and difficulties. Many times, we feel disappointed and lose the courage to move forward. But the story of the 2 plants teaches us not to be afraid of challenges. Instead, we should see them as opportunities to learn and grow. The plant that was outside had to face difficulties, but it also had the freedom to grow. It became a strong and giant tree. The plant inside was protected from difficulties, but it remained small and weak. This teaches us that the more challenges we face in life, the more doors of success will open for us. We should not be afraid to take risks and step out of our comfort zones. When we face difficulties, we get the chance to learn and become stronger. We also develop determination and patience, which are very important for success. Of course, overcoming challenges is not easy. There will be times when we feel defeated or discouraged. But we should remember that these are only temporary problems. If we learn from them and keep moving forward, we will eventually overcome any difficulty that comes our way. So, the next time you face a challenge or a difficult time in life, don't give up. Use the opportunity to learn and grow. Always remember that the challenges you face today will make you stronger and more successful tomorrow. For more stories and motivational lessons, do subscribe the Pacific of Stories. Thank you.